Hello and welcome back to the I'm Hungry podcast. I'm Foster,
I'm Daniel.
and we're back after a little break.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's whatever. What
it's
have
just
you?
how it is.
I don't even know what to call it anymore. Just because it's like we do this as like a hobby, so it's like
Yeah,
we don't have to
when
really
it
answer to
happens, it
anybody.
happens.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I saw this TikTok the other day, and it was like making fun of like office culture, and it was like we all need to pitch in for Karen's birthday present. Like, did you sign up for the potluck? Like, you know what I mean?
Wait, what? How does this relate to? Huh?
It's like forcing you to be like a family with your coworkers,
Oh,
even if
yeah.
like you don't want to. And it's like
Yeah.
this like
Okay, yeah.
shitty wage job that you are like have to work. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, I thought it was funny because they put like fart noises over it, so it made me be like, huh.
Fart noises.
But yeah,
Yeah, I don't like I mean the internship where I'm working at this summer is a genuinely nice culture. Like, and they're friendly and everyone likes working there and stuff, but it's really not what I want to do. So
yeah.
I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'll do this. I mean, some of the things I do are fun, some of them aren't fun. Depends, but like overall, I don't want to work for an engineering consulting firm. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even like. I actually like my job right now that I'm working.
nice.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah.
But I like the people I work with, so I don't even know why that made me like giggle. But I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I think
I
it's
think everyone can
interesting.
sympathize.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah,
or empathize with that kind of culture.
yeah.
The
I
like,
was thinking like, why haven't we figured out like a skill based ranking system for like everything at this point? Like, why how have we not figured out how like okay, this guy's good at this, we need to put him there because that's where he's gonna be the best.
what do you?
I guess this is
Yeah.
where we're really reaching like the optimizing point of our society, right? Like we're learning how
What do
to
you mean the
make things
optimizing
like more
point?
optimized now, and rather than like have we
Yeah.
discovered everything? You know what I'm saying?
Well, we've already talked about that. I don't think we've discovered everything, but I think your point about us trying to optimize stuff it's true. Because if you think about it, like
We just need a
throughout
Gryffindor sorting hat or whatever the fuck. I don't read Harry Potter.
no, that's like no, it would be more like what is it? Divergent. Did you read
Oh
those
yeah, yeah,
stupid
yeah.
books?
No, I did not read those.
They're
I read the
stupid. They're
first like two
awful.
Hunger Games, and I was like, okay, this is enough.
Yeah, that's pretty
I
much it's
need,
basically rip off Hunger Games and it's worse and it's not good. I remember reading it and being like,
yeah.
but it's similar. It's like based on your skill set, you go to some place or something.
Hmm.
It's very angsty and
I
annoying.
need to write a like a young adult novel series. That's how you
Please,
get. That's
please
like the
don't.
easiest way to get rich. I feel like if you're just like a little bit angsty and edgy,
Yeah.
movie
I think the young
deal,
adult genre is
prequel
definitely
deal, like like the Hunger Games lady. She released a new one after what? How long? And
Wait,
everybody's
what?
still yeah. She released like like a prequel one, and it's about like the beginning of the Hunger Games. They're making
Oh, is that
another
and they're
movie
making
about it.
they're making the okay, I saw the trailer for that movie. I didn't know there was a book. That makes me respect the movie a little bit more. But still,
Yeah, it's
like
based off a book that she released after. But
enough.
yeah, I don't know. Is that? I guess it is credible world building, huh? Like I don't know. She did build that universe, right?
Yeah. If you do that kind of stuff well, I think if you do it well, it can be awesome. Like the Breaking Bad universe is really well built and every part of it is Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul and El Camino are
Mm-hmm.
great and they are like the holy trinity and they're not going to do any more and they shouldn't do any more because everyone's story has been told pretty much. So
Yeah.
it's great, but
Is
if you
that
do it
writer's
bad,
strike
it
still going
sucks.
on?
Like Star Wars, I don't know. I didn't. I have not been keeping up with the news.
Yeah, me neither. No, I've been trying to, but it's been filled with the submarine shit.
Yeah, I did see the submarine stuff. That sucks.
Anyways, though, what have you been up to?
But this isn't a news show.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about it. What have you been up to
uh,
lately? kind of a scatterbrained opening, but you know that's how I'm feeling lately. I just got off
It's
my. I
how
just
we're.
finished my
I feel like
class.
every episode is like this. Foster, you just have to accept that every episode is like this. I
Is
don't think
every
we've ever had a. I think most of the good openings, most of the good episodes are the ones that are just random stuff. You know, we don't need that much structure to the
This is just the
opening or
way I
anything.
think. It's just the way like
How it
my
works.
brain works. It's like 8 different things at once. And I
Yeah,
feel
I
the
think it
need
keeps it
to
interesting.
express
I
all of
think it's the
them.
way to go. Yeah. So
But
I've been practicing drums a lot. I can do
drums,
some cool
like legit
stuff. Yeah, drum
drums.
set. Yeah,
Okay,
like I've got
fucking
an electric drum set
dude,
and
that's
I've
crazy.
taken
You're literally
lessons.
like a musical savant. What the fuck?
I have pretty good rhythm and so far it's going really well. Like I've got this cool kit, the electric kit. I'm taking lessons at Guitar Center and
You could probably
I can do
start
some
just
songs.
picking up gigs.
I'd like to. I'm not quite my vocabulary isn't quite good enough yet. You know, they call it
Oh
your
yeah.
vocabulary, right? Like how, like I know two
Like, are
fills that
you
I can
real
execute.
music?
Yeah, right. Like or I can play a song and pick up the drum part pretty quickly as long as it's not a complicated one, but otherwise I have to practice it a little bit and
Is that
then
like a big part of playing drums? Just being like, I hear it and I play it.
yeah.
Is
That's a
that a big
huge
part
part
of a
for
lot
me.
of your music? Like a lot of
What?
instruments? Is that a big part of a lot of instruments?
No, that's it's different for drums, I think. I mean, I'm sure if there are any drummers watching, they might disagree, but to me, after having transitioned or having started to learn the drums after learning piano and violin and like other melodic instruments, you can't unless you are extremely musically gifted, like hearing wise, you can't just pick up something straight from hearing it. But if you give me a song right now and it's a rock song or a funk song or something, I can hear each of the drums. I can hear the kick, I can hear the toms, I can hear the hi hat, etc. And I can be like, okay, the kick is this pattern, like bump, 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 bump. I can pick up each thing and then just put it together, and it takes me a little bit, and then you'll get it as long as it's not too complicated. But even if it is complicated, you can hear it, and you don't need like if you try and listen to a complicated piano part, there's a ton of different chords, there's lots of nuance to it, and you have to be able to hear all that if you want to play it just right. But you can hear the drum part to any song, and if you're good at picking out those rhythms and stuff, you can just put it together pretty quickly. And I think that's the real skill of a drummer, and that's what makes them really good is if they can hear something, play it, or if they can be like, "Oh, what if I try this?" and they just try something new, and you can do a bunch of improv over it. That's what I want to be able to do.
I feel like, I feel like I've always, if I was gonna play one instrument, drums would be the most fun. You know what I mean? It feels
Yeah,
like the most like expressive.
it is very satisfying to play. I don't know about expressive. I think it's more like, or I guess you can be the most expressive. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you can just sit back there and just hang out and have fun and just keep the
Yeah.
groove going. And yeah,
Or you
that's what I
could be
love doing.
like fucking like, you know, you can go
Yeah,
crazy. Like there's a lot of
my
different ways to take it.
Yeah, definitely. My favorite way so far, because of Steel Pan, I really love in Steel Pan. I love playing the melody, but I also love when I can just hang out and just play the harmony, like it's just a repeated pattern over and over, and I can
Yeah.
just listen to the whole group, and I can just enjoy the music as the listener, but also just be there jamming, just helping
Yeah.
out. So with the drums, I love just being able to just listen to everybody else play or listen to the song and just
How long have you been doing this? How long have you been learning the drums?
I've had 6 lessons, so about 6 weeks I've been doing
Okay.
it. Um,
So you've been doing this for a
yeah,
minute now.
yeah, I'm decent. I can
Yeah.
keep the tempo. I can keep a simple groove going. I know the Latin grooves. I know some jazz stuff, and I know some rock stuff. And now I'm doing funk. So I'm learning Brick House by the Commodores right now.
That's dope.
So, and a couple
Yeah,
others.
dude,
Yeah,
you're gonna like you're gonna have like a whole side career as like a fucking literal musician. Like what the hell?
I hope so. I'd like to. I'll
Yeah,
be
I
like,
don't know.
have you seen Buckaroo Banzai? That movie?
No.
It's an old random movie. It's literally like a scientist engineer guy who has this team of world class scientist people, and they're also a band, like a famous band, and they're like celebrities and stuff. And it's like they just do everything just inexplicably. they're like geniuses and also have a band that's super famous. So
Genius
that'd be
band.
pretty cool. Yeah, it's a ridiculous movie.
Like a Johnny Quest type of vibe.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Freaking, I've been grinding my ass off on this class. Like,
Oh yeah.
I just finished it like yesterday, basically.
What class
But,
was it?
MAE 201. It's like a
Is that-
statics class. I failed
Oh, yeah,
statics
yeah.
for the second
Statics.
time this past semester. It was the only class
Yeah.
I failed, but I still failed it.
Did
so
you
I had to
pass?
take it. I don't know yet.
Oh,
I'm still
how
waiting
far-
on some of the grades, but I didn't do well on the first midterm.
Okay.
So I like really studied a lot for the second one. Did decent on the second one. Studied a lot for this final. I think I did more or less okay.
Okay.
And then she also gave us some extra credit, and I like talked to her a little bit. She said she'd try to help me out. So
Well, I think you're good. I mean, you're not gonna fail it then, right?
probably not. I don't. I mean, knock on wood, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, like I hope not, because if I do, I don't even know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I've been researching welding programs. You know, that's always been my like legit. That's always like I've said it as a joke, but like I've
Just
always been like,
weld.
you know, if college doesn't work out, I'm gonna be a welder. Like
Yeah.
I'm just gonna learn to weld. I don't know. Like
That's pretty cool.
it seems pretty legit, like as a job, as a career.
Yeah.
and
Well, you make a
apparently
lot of
we
money,
need more.
right?
Yeah. I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of those. Like, I watch way too much like YouTube shorts, and I watch YouTube shorts and Instagram reels because I don't want to download TikTok.
Yeah, I
You
don't.
know,
I refuse to download.
Call me
TikTok.
what you will. I am one of those people. But it's like I'm not gonna like it's already infected every other piece of media. You know what I mean? Like why would I
Yeah.
download a whole nother app that's its whole thing if I can get
Yeah.
it 4 different places?
Yeah. Right. Short form
But there's these ones that
videos.
come up and they're always like, it's like a welding school, and he's like, how much you think you're worth? And the
Oh,
guy's
I've
like,
seen those.
oh, I don't know, like 15 an hour, 80 per diem. I'm like, I don't even know what per diem means, but I
Isn't
don't
it
know.
per
In my head,
day?
I'm just like, oh yeah, that's good. I'm like, that's good. Like, wow, oh, I could
That's
do
pretty
that.
good.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I could do that.
I
but,
I honestly feel like how hard can welding be? And I know
yeah,
there's no
right. It's
welders
you're
watching
like,
this. You're like you practice a little bit.
you just gotta be
How
like
hard
a
can
little.
it possibly be?
If you just don't smoke crack, like, and you're,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I feel like.
Like it just seems like I mean it's like any yeah, you've got a little bit of fine motor control, you got some finesse, you have attention to detail. How can you suck at welding?
Literally.
I'm sure I'm sure all the welders.
I don't do research on this
non-existent welders.
podcast. That's
Yeah,
been another
off
thing.
the top. It's
Off the top. How hard can it be? You know, like yeah, like literally in that same vein. Like I had someone ask me like the other day. They were like, "Do you think you can land a plane, like, in an emergency situation?" And
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
I was
I
like,
think
definitely.
that's the thing that
like
I think
definitely."
that's a thing though. Guys think they can do. There's like guys think they can do like a ton of things that they definitely can't do, except like maybe one thing that everyone recognizes. Oh yeah, I probably can't do that. But landing a plane, I think, is universally every guy thinks they can land. a
How
plane.
like literally
Probably
how hard can
a
it
lot
be?
of people
Literally,
think
how
they
hard
can.
can it be? If like I have enough space.
Yeah, but it's the enough space that's the issue though, because you have to maintain your angle
Yeah,
of descent
yeah.
at a perfect point. You have to start descending at the right
Yeah.
moment, otherwise you're screwed. And you have to start slowing down at the right moment.
Yeah.
Like if there's this
You also need to know
there's-
how to like actually put the landing gear down.
like, do you think you could land a 747?
Fuck no.
Okay, but like a light plane?
I think I could land a propeller plane.
Yeah, okay.
Like if I'm like, oh no, I don't know, like I'm an old timey farmer. I'm thinking like I'm a spy and I'm being
Oh, yeah.
hunted down by my enemies, and I jumped into this propeller plane to escape.
Oh, I
And
see.
I just got them off my tail by going through a bunch of mountains, right? Because we're in the
Yeah.
Himalayas. We're in the
Oh.
Himalayas, and I was getting a secret scroll from the Tibetan temple. And
Where
I'm
you gonna
flying through a
land?
mountain. I'm exactly. So I'm flying through, and I see this big stretch, this big field, and you know,
Where do you see a big field in the Himalayas? In the Himalayan
after I
mountain?
evaded my enemies, Then I find a big.
So you just go fly. Okay, sure.
There's goats and shit there, you know. They
Yeah,
gotta
but
be
it's on
somewhere.
it's on mountains. There's no.
There's
I
plains.
mean, I guess I've got no idea, but
We don't do
Sure.
research on the podcast.
no research. But
There's there's stretches of land in the Himalayas.
sure.
I'm
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Fine. Do you think you could? So you think you could? The thing we haven't discussed is, do you think you could fly a plane easily? Like if it was already flying, let's say,
If it was
and you
already
had
like
to
I
take
boom
control.
teleport into the plane seat.
Yes, or just you were in the plane already, and then the cockpit.
I
passes
wake
out,
up.
and you're like,
Whoa, I'm in a plane.
yes, sure. Do you think you could keep it flying?
Is
I
the
think I could-
manual sitting on the seat right next to me?
I don't know. Do they keep manuals in planes?
Yeah, I mean probably.
Sure, you have access to the manual. Yeah, it's a giant binder that's like 6
Yeah,
inches thick.
yeah. I know how to read an appendix. The fuck? Landing
But
procedures.
so my issue is I would be like, oh yeah, everything's fine, and then one of the thousands of gauges would be like drifting toward the red zone. I wouldn't notice it till it's too late, and then I'm
Yeah.
screwed. You know, like I
And you
wouldn't
just
know to
explode
check.
midair because your engine,
Yeah,
one of the
I would
pistons
just
fell
there's-
off because it's an old plane that the monks haven't used in 30 years because
yeah.
reasons. I don't know.
This is the spy story again. You had to steal a plane from like the
He's got
Smithsonian.
an iron hands like a Lego guy, right? That's the villain. He's got iron Lego guy hands.
What's his name? Claws.
No, that's like two spy movie.
No, but oh. I thought we wanted it to be a spy movie.
No, we want it to be like just enough spy movie. Like we're already like pretty spy movie. Like
Okay.
it has to like
How about like Dirk?
Dirk, Professor Dirk.
No, why Professor Dirk? You just made it too spy again.
No,
Just
no,
Dirk.
no.
His name is just Dirk.
Dirk? Okay,
about-
yeah, sure. He's like
Just
a Tibetan freedom fighter.
Why is he a bad guy?
Because I don't know, the
What do
U.S.
you- why
government
does he
blew
not-
off his hands or something like that. It's
And
always
now
the
he's-
U.S. government.
Okay, yeah. Oh, Dirk.
No research. Yeah, do not put us on a list. USA. Anyways, what was I doing? But yeah, so I have another class that starts literally
Oh, wow.
Thursday.
That
So
kind of
today,
sucks.
yeah. If I pass this one,
What is this one?
the one I just finished,
Oh. What is the new one?
to the next part of that class.
Oh. That's fun.
Yeah.
So it's more statics?
Yeah.
Jeez, why are you doing so much statics?
I don't know, cause I don't even been doing this shit in like my actual like my major classes. I don't know.
Why do you have to take this class?
Because it's a prereq for a class that I need to take.
Oh,
I don't know. It's a whole mess. My college experience has been probably the worst ever. Like, I'm posting like 3 photos when I graduate of me at my ceremony. This is what it's gonna be. It's gonna be me at my ceremony, and it's gonna be me holding my diploma like this, flipping off the camera, one hand, diploma in one hand, flipping off the camera in the other. That's gonna be the first one, and it's gonna be me holding it like with 2 fingers, just like this out in front of me, like no respect. And then the third, I don't know, I might just be like walking away, and then the caption's just gonna be like, "That fucking sucked." Like,
Wow. I'm so
that's
sorry.
what I've
that
been
you had
thinking.
this
I don't know.
experience.
I have not enjoyed college, bro. Yeah, I have. I'm
That's
like waiting
crazy.
for things to get good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's so weird.
Yeah.
What?
You know, it is what it is. Like,
Why do you think you didn't enjoy it so much? Like, was there anything specific that you can point to?
there's a lot of things that I can point to, but I think I don't know. Like, it's like, yeah, because I don't know.
It's
I
just
look back, and there are a lot of different, like, there are a lot of points where I could have taken it in a different direction,
Yeah.
and I just didn't really want to. I didn't feel like I had to.
When you say a different direction, you mean like academically? Or
Like,
just in
perspective
general?
wise,
Yeah.
yeah, like, I don't know, decisions, like, and I think it also had to do with like me maturing as a person a lot. Like,
Mm.
now I definitely understand what it means to kind of like live like on your own terms. Like,
Yeah.
on one hand, it does mean like you can have a lot more. I don't know, like great power comes great responsibility, right?
Yeah.
Fucking, I'm on my own, but I mean, for the most part, I'm not completely on my own, but like I'm in charge of like getting to work on like doing my job. Like I have a job, so like getting to work, waking up on time, like making sure I'm doing everything I need to, buying my own food, cooking my own food, doing
Yeah.
my laundry, like taking out the trash, like cleaning my apartment, like upkeeping my entire life, basically, like exercising. And, I mean, no one's
Yeah.
gonna tell me, like, no one is. I don't even have like a like. You don't even have that like structured, like, class structure that you have in like high school. You know what I mean? It's crazy that I'm still talking about high school, right? And I'm going to be a senior in college,
Well, I
but
think I think high school is a memorable experience for everyone. Like middle school and elementary school, they don't have much bearing because like what was going on in middle school and elementary
yeah, I
school?
don't even fucking remember.
Your
Like,
brain is like mush in middle school and elementary school. I mean, it doesn't seem like it at the time, but looking back, you're like, what?
yeah, like you
Like,
kind of like wake up every morning and it's like a reset. Like
yeah,
you kind of just like are a whole new being every
yeah,
morning.
yeah. It's weird, but I think I mean, yeah, I remember that when we started the podcast, I was sad to leave high school. Like I really enjoyed high school, and I was not enjoying college as much at the time. But I've grown. I mean, college has grown on me. And now I don't.
Oh, I definitely enjoy where I am right now, probably
Yeah. Oh, okay.
more than most times in my life. Like
Okay.
that
Well,
actually
that's
hit me
good.
the other day. I saw something and it was like remember back or like what was the like think about the time you were most happy in your life or like most satisfied. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like I was like, damn, like it's definitely been like in the past like 5 years at least. You know what I mean? Or maybe not 5, like more, maybe 6, but like recent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess what I'm trying to say is like I said, I'm still kind of waiting on things to get like pretty good. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't had a point in my life where I'm like, wow, this is it. Like
I
this is the life. You know what I mean?
yeah. I'm skeptical that that's ever.
Is that ever a thing that people
I don't know. I mean,
experience?
I don't know. I I just have realized like working with people at my
Yeah.
internship and stuff, and just interacting with like older adults more. Everyone is just a kid still. You
Yeah, like
know,
literally. Yeah.
everyone is just a child still, and it's so crazy because when you're a kid, you're like, well, at some point I'm gonna be different and
Yeah.
I'm gonna grow up.
That's a
But
really good. That's a great point.
everyone is still a kid. I mean, obviously
Like
there are
you're
people
always
who,
expecting at some point you're gonna be like,
yeah,
"Oh, I'm an adult now."
yeah.
Like
But
I'm an adult now.
I don't think it ever happens. If I doubt it ever is going to happen.
Yeah.
I think people who say that it happens are just kidding themselves. Because I think everyone is still just a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously there's people who have kind of lost touch with themselves, how they were when they were a kid, and then you look at them and you're like you know, bad people, like murderers and stuff, and people who
Hmm.
just have lost some, you know, people who do bad things or stuff like that. I mean, you know, you lose touch with what you used to be as a kid, but everyone else, like just day to day, the people you interact with, they're still just the people they were. You know, that you don't change. I don't think that people change that much. I think you can change how you behave publicly, but your internal person doesn't change much. Unless you really make, like, you don't
Hmm.
just change spontaneously, you know, over
I
time.
don't
You have
know.
to make
I
a
definitely think
concerted effort
yeah,
to
like
do it.
change isn't any like worthwhile change. Any or actually
Yeah.
any change. Yeah. Yeah, any change is requires like concerted effort. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Like
I also think,
consistent like even like something like an addiction, you know what I mean? You have to
yeah.
continue feeding that. It's
Yeah.
easier to feed
I
it, but you have to consistently feed it.
I think that change, real change, only happens from mistakes too. I don't think you can say, "Oh, I'm going to make a huge life-altering change. Let's do it right now." Unless you've had an experience that makes you realize how necessary it is.
Yeah.
I really don't I don't believe anyone who's like at this, just interacting with people at work who are adults and people who are in charge of things and stuff, and they still can't publicly speak better than me. Like, I'm not trying to be arrogant or something, but there's engineers, high level engineers in this company who go up to give a PowerPoint presentation and they don't look at the audience the entire time. They
Damn.
look down or at the slides, and they're very good at talking maybe, but I don't ever see their eyes. I don't see their
Yeah.
face. And it's like, that's
In your head,
just
you're thinking the
something.
whole time, like, what kind of like company is this?
Yeah,
Like,
I
the
mean,
management.
well, I mean that's a little harsh, but I just
fuck your
what
guy.
I'm-
No, I'm just kidding.
what I'm really
I'm just kidding, I'm
thinking,
just
what
kidding.
I'm really thinking is just like, this is exactly how this person did it in high school,
Yeah.
or very similar.
Damn. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Like
this is
literally.
just a high schooler. This is just a high schooler whose skin is a little more wrinkly and who has more hair, or a middle schooler even. Like, no one is different than they were.
It's like the
I
same
really don't
presentation,
think
just a higher level of content.
higher level content, maybe slightly higher level performance, but they've got all those same.
Do you? Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Do you
crazy
think that
to me.
speaks to a greater degree of like? This is evidence that like we have such little interplay between our like. What do you call them? Disciplines in like modern day. I feel like that's
But I think we have more than ever. I don't think. Well, actually, I don't know about that. But
the way I think about it is like this. Like the average like person today lives like a king of like, 3 centuries
Yeah.
ago.
sure,
We'll say 5 centuries ago.
yeah,
Average person is living like a king
maybe,
compared.
maybe
to that
not a
person.
king, but because kings were still like
a duke. A
fab-
duke.
okay, sure. Someone wealthy, yeah,
Someone of note.
yeah. Yes.
Like whether they're in a town or something like that. Like people of note. Like they were given like all around education and like everything. Like I don't know. I don't really know
I
where I'm
guess-
going with this, but like
No, I see what you're saying.
there
I
were
see what you're
areas
saying.
of interplay that were identified as crucial to being and staying
nobility.
a nobility, like a person
Yeah.
of interest. And like where is that today? Like that's what I was saying in the beginning. Like
Yeah. Well, you know
where-
what I think.
where is this like? I feel like this should be like a whole area of study. Is like the science of like interplay or whatever.
I
don't know.
think there's two things that are stopping that. I think that you have to get a job and you have to make money and you have to contribute something. That's how it
Mhm.
works, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think to do that, there's no such job. There aren't enough jobs that are like, here's how everything melds together and here's the cross discipline. No, you get a job that does something specific for somebody, right? And it's either engineering, science, real estate, blah 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 blah. Like you do something, and that's how it has been. So even though you're living like nobility would have lived a long time ago, first of all, inflation means that you are currently really living. The average person is really living like a peasant, if you look at it from a like inflation financial perspective. But there's no inflation for the soul or for the person, So a person who is living like a noble person a long time ago, who has the same absolute income as the average person today, was actually living a much higher, like had more exposure to cross disciplines back then, right, than the average person today. Because even though and so I think it's because of inflation, right? Like financially, the average person today is not living like inflation wise. They're not living like a king, because those kings are now the people who are billionaires and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're living like peasants,
Oh,
right?
so it's all still exactly relative, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it's exactly relative. Even though you have the same absolute funds as that person a long time ago,
Yeah.
you don't have
But
the relative
there
funds.
has to be a cap to like the skill, right? Like, and especially to the amount of information
Well, that's what
that
I'm
we have
saying.
today.
I think that the people who lived with who had like noble people a long time ago, they were taught a bunch of different things because that's what you do when you like you or whatever. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
even
yeah.
true, but imagine they have more access to education and stuff, and so that was what they did. And then
Mhm.
well, it might still be relative, but what I'm thinking is that now that that amount of status is attributed to someone who's like like has billions of dollars today,
Yeah.
the other people don't have. I guess it is just relative. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess I was
I
thinking that
think I get what you're trying to say.
I think I'm trying to go for like the money thing is different than the like character thing, but maybe they're
Okay.
both just relative and I thought maybe it was like here's money
But yeah, I get
changing
what you're
over time, and then
saying.
here's the character and it's kind of flatlined or something. I don't know.
I that's what I got that. Yeah, that's what I
Okay,
thought you
okay.
were trying to say. Is that like
But I don't know if I don't know if that's true
at
now.
some
I think I
point we
talked
at some
myself.
point the peasant has to be able to catch up in the character side, right?
Yes, and
If
I don't think. Yes, that's what it
unless
was.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
unless they're hiding the little secrets from us, unless they're hiding the real truth. It's all J.D. Rockefeller's education system, bro.
Rockefeller's education system.
He set it up, man. They're all just, yeah. I don't know. Like that's another thing. Another thing. I'm about to connect everything right here. Watch this.
Okay,
So
I'm ready. I'm ready.
consistent effort, right? So we got that. That's required to make any meaningful change.
Okay.
Like interplay of skill, like the education system, and like not having to contribute something to society.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, like you need great great deeds require a little bit of bravery, and I feel like we've been taught that like all of a sudden it happens, right? Like we were talking about, like all of a sudden we're an adult, right? All of a sudden we're just
yeah,
an
yeah,
adult. I feel like we think like, oh, one day like this big thing's gonna happen, my life's gonna change, but that doesn't happen because
yeah. It doesn't
everything
happen.
that's worth like any meaningful change, any change requires that concerted effort. So like
Yeah, and it takes time.
yeah, but even then like yeah, like that is that what I'm saying? So like we go to like I don't know where I'm going with the school thing, but like
No, I understand.
uh,
I think the school thing is great.
yeah,
We
like
go
we
to
don't.
school and I mean teachers, if you look at your teachers, they are just kids who are now being forced to teach other kids.
Yeah, literally,
They're not
literally.
any
Like
different than the
you get like
kids.
20-year-olds who like speed ran the teaching program.
But even no, but even jaded professors and
Yeah, yeah,
like
literally.
even 50-year-old middle school and high school teachers, like they're still just kids. The only thing that makes them different from the people they're teaching is time and not I don't think life-changing events that make them an adult versus a kid. They're still just a kid who's just been alive longer. That's what I think. I don't until I can look back and
Yeah,
go, yes, this was the moment when I became an actual adult. I'm still always going to feel like a kid.
yeah,
And I don't
yeah.
think people aren't willing to admit that. People and like at work, people talk in terms they like use all this jargon that just means the same thing as simple things when you're a kid. Like if you don't have time to do something, people are like, "Oh yeah, I can't fit that into my schedule this or like, I'll put that on the back burner for now or something." Just I don't have time.
Yeah.
Like it's like kids are like I feel like what happens is every single person is just a kid. And then when they see the slightly older kids talking and doing all these things that make it seem like they're somehow different and adults,
Yeah.
these kids are like, okay, I gotta make all this BS to create this shell that makes me look like them because I don't really feel like an adult or anything. And then these ones die and these ones take their place, and now you just have and these ones, the original ones, were also covered in a shell of BS adult stuff, and they
We're all
just die. And now these other
clones.
kids, yeah, it's
We're
just
all
going. We
clones of
just need to
ourselves, bro.
stop the BS and just accept that we're all just idiots.
Why do you think mental illness is so high in America, huh?
Because
Think
we're all
about it.
what?
I'm joking. Anyways, But yeah, well, you want something I have been thinking about for a long time, low key.
Okay.
That I think would be like hella like dope. Like I
All
think it
right.
would actually be sick. Going to a monk temple. Like I was talking about the temple earlier, but like legit like emailing this guy, I don't know if they have email or whatever, mailing, sending a letter and being like, "Yo, I want to come out to your temple and like live with you guys for like a year or some shit, like a year." I think that would be sick. I think, and because then you can tell people like, "Yeah, I was a monk for a year."
I don't think you can be a monk for a year though. I think
You can
being a
totally
monk
be a
takes,
monk for a year. What the
I
hell?
don't. But a monk isn't just like it's like a title. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go. Hold on, let me just go be a monk for a second. You have to earn.
No,
I
I'm
believe
pretty
you have
sure
to
that's
earn that.
exactly how it works. I'm pretty
What?
sure that's exactly how it works. They're like, yeah, sure, come on, like, well, they just do they all do like I'm pretty sure they all just do the same shit every day. This is off the top, bro. We don't do
I
research
don't
on the
think.
podcast,
I feel like a
but
monk is a title you have to study and like you have
I
to achieve the title
okay,
of
like fine. I'll study with them. I'll study with the monks for a
that's
year.
I would accept that. Fine. I don't think you can say,
Okay.
hold on, I'm gonna go be a monk for a year. I think I go study with the monks for a year or
But you know what
something.
people are gonna say when I tell them I studied with the monks for a year? They're gonna go, "Oh, so you were like basically a monk for a year," and I'm gonna go, "Yeah." I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
I feel like that would be sick though. I don't know. And
It does sound
it would
cool.
be like such a like a like you walk into any conversational situation. Maybe this is fucked up. Is how I think of it. But like you walk into any situation, right? You'd be like, "Oh yeah, I was a monk for a year. Like I studied with the monks for a year." And instantly, you're just like a little bit better than everybody else.
I feel like that's defeating the purpose of being a monk.
Like,
That's like
everybody's looking at you like, "Oh,
absolutely
this
the
fucking
opposite
guy, he
thing.
was a fucking monk for a year."
That's absolutely defeating the purpose of being a monk, though.
Yeah, maybe that's why I need to go study with the monks so that I can like get out of that
Yeah, you'd go.
toxic.
So you'd go study with the monks so you can have that clout, and then you'd leave, and you'd be like enlightened.
Be like, I didn't need to do
Yeah.
that.
You come out of it going, well, that was a waste of
Wow,
time.
wow! I just wasted a whole year.
I
I am
didn't need
so
to.
enlightened. That is
Uh,
funny. But yeah, I don't
Anyways,
know. I feel like
you
that'd
know
be
what I'd like
sick.
to do? I think it would be really cool to live in the Old West and just be like a rancher or something. It wouldn't
You
really
would
be
get
cool.
killed by cowboys.
I know you'd be killed by so many things, but imagine if you could. I just like that idea of just living out in the desert and or in the plains or something and just really simple life.
So you just
I
want to
don't
be a
know. It's
Native
just
American.
yeah. I mean, but no, because I feel like that also sucks. Like
But like, what if you were a Native American in their like prime, like before
no,
Christopher
because you all
Columbus?
everyone still dies though. Like that's I don't want to live back then because it doesn't matter how cool your
Oh yeah,
lifestyle
okay.
is.
So you
You
still would have
all
died.
still
Yeah,
die from sickness and stuff. Like
yeah.
that's the issue. Like
There's
it's
just like
awesome. It's
so much like crazy shit in the wild. Like,
yeah, like you do things
there,
you
yeah,
never
there's.
imagined killing you. Like
It's like
what?
actually crazy. Like I don't know how like people survive. Do you know what I
I
mean?
know.
Because like it takes 9 months to have a kid, and then those kids are like, like,
Oh yeah,
and there's just
true.
so much shit. Like, how did we keep the population up? Anyway, but, like,
Yeah.
because like, just a quick interjection. I read about this like the Greek like gates to the underworld or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, there was just one I read about, and it was like this area where it was like extreme like geological activity, and there was like mass amounts of like CO2 being given off,
Mm.
and like you entered into this cavern and you would fucking like die in like 5 minutes
Yeah.
just because you were like you didn't know that like
Yeah.
you didn't have any oxygen, and like apparently
Yeah.
it would like instantly kill canaries, and they would like sacrifice like goats and like cows
And
by
they
like
just
sending
thought it
them in
was like
there.
literally the entrance to Hades
Yeah,
or the
but
underworld or
anyways, what were you
whatever.
saying?
Well, yeah, that's exactly it. Like, there's just so many random things that
Yeah,
would
like
kill you.
quicksand. Like, what the fuck is quicksand? Like,
Quicksand's not
I thought
really.
quicksand was gonna be a big problem when I
Everyone,
heard
I
this
think everyone
going.
thought that quicksand was going to be a
Yeah,
big problem.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not a big
yeah.
problem. It doesn't even really
Yeah, like
exist.
that
Like,
was
it's a
always the
very
thing. It was like we are going out. Okay, like we need a stick just in case there's quicksand, and we need to get somebody out.
yep.
You
I
know what I mean?
Why was quicksand such an important feature of like
I don't
disaster
know. I
education?
don't know.
Like everyone
Yeah,
mentioned quicksand. Maybe it's just because it's kind of a PG like natural disaster
like
thing.
yeah.
Like instead of falling into a freaking volcano or drowning or something, they're just like, oh yeah, look, it's quicksand. You slowly sink into it, and you have to be really still, and you can grab a vine.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
my
just
one of my like most vivid memories of quicksand was watch or like at least a depiction of it.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever experienced quicksand, but it was in the Tom and Jerry movie where they're racing, the racing Tom and Jerry movie. You know the
Okay,
one
okay.
with the
I've heard.
cars.
I haven't. I never saw it, but
You've never
I,
seen it? Oh, that one's a
no.
good one. That one's a classic. But and it's like right at the beginning, and they go into this jungle, and like three people get their cars stuck in quicksand or some shit, like one after another. And I thought it was like really funny, and I was like, damn, they really can't get it out, huh?
Why is it so Like, why is it so interesting to kids?
I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
just
Tom
such a
and
weird
Jerry
thing.
or Looney Tunes.
Wait, you said Tom and Jerry or
Tom and
Looney
Jerry or
Tunes?
Looney Tunes, yeah. Versus,
I don't know. I didn't watch either.
I was
I literally watched SpongeBob.
I watched a lot of like Looney Tunes and like Tom and Jerry, and I gotta say, Tom and Jerry, Tom and Jerry.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, you think that Looney Tunes would have the edge with the amount of like characters and like
Yeah.
iconic characters and like gags they can do with that, but there's something about the classic Tom and Jerry and also just the way they do it and like it's like I feel like when I watch Tom and Jerry, I'm watching like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or like
Oh yeah.
some type of like generational like time spanning like rivalry because they're going to like Old West. They're on a boat. They're
Yeah.
sailors. They're in the French Revolution now. Oh, it's regular times. They're just in a backyard. Oh, now they're racing cars. Oh, they're in
Yeah.
space. They're pirates. Like I imagine, like especially as a kid, I was imagining like all these like these are just like different iterations of
Of Tom and
Tom and
Jerry.
Jerry, and it was so dope because it was
Yeah.
like, especially the one there was this really old one, and it was my favorite, where they go back, they're like in space, and it's like a Jetsons, and they're trying to fucking like kill each other. They're trying to like snipe each other from like space distance. I don't know, and they have all these like crazy gadgets, and they would be like, it was. I just thought that one was hilarious.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry for sure. Tom and Jerry for
Okay.
sure.
Wow. Yeah, I have no. I mean, would see episodes in passing and like at different places and stuff, but I was only ever a SpongeBob kid, like for as long as I can remember. Just SpongeBob and MythBusters.
Mythbusters was
Yeah,
dope.
yeah. I still watch MythBusters, like just reruns.
Yeah, I don't really do that, but
Oh
I don't rewatch things. Like
yeah.
I don't. I can't remember
there's
the last.
so
I've
much-
definitely done it. I've definitely rewatched some things, but like
Okay.
very rarely.
But there's so much to be gained from rewatching stuff. Like you
And I understand. I know that. I
Yeah.
just like. I know what's gonna happen. Like, why would I rewatch it? Like, that's what I think.
Because you can look at if it's. I mean, you can just look at it.
And yeah, and I get what you're saying
And
because like
enjoy it.
you look at it and you're like, oh shit, like that's
Yeah.
how it happens, or like that's
Yeah.
the thing, or like blah blah blah, and it opens up a whole new world. I totally understand that because like the few things I have rewatched it happens like almost every time. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, this is like way better now,
Yeah.
and then I just don't do it with anything else because it's just like I know that you're gonna fucking die, or like I know that you're gonna get the thing. You
I mean,
know what mean?
I don't even fully understand why I enjoy rewatching things so much. I mean, it's not that I like it so much, but I will love to rewatch something if it's been long enough. And I don't know. I
Yeah,
guess
maybe I just need to start
it's
doing
because of those revelations. It's also because of I'll enjoy the cinematography. Like I can just enjoy all the artistic parts of it instead of being like on the edge of my seat wondering what's going to happen. I'm on the edge of my seat like because like I'm just loving how they executed it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I would really love to make movies at some point. I don't know if
Yeah,
that
that
would
would
ever
be
happen, if
dope.
that's ever going to happen, but
Hey, cast me if you ever make a
I'll
movie.
cast you. I don't know
I,
that I can.
I'll write the YA novel series, and I'll hire you to direct it.
There we go. There we go.
I need to come up with my topic first though. What should my like post-apocalypse teen starring YA novel be concepted around? I feel like nuclear is a little too hardcore, but at the same time, maybe that's what the kids want. You know,
I
maybe
think
the kids want
I
the
think the kids,
radiation.
I think they want hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like some fucked up zombie, like, you know what I mean,
Well, I don't know about.
like a nuclear wasteland. Like I feel like Fallout has already done that. Though. You know, I feel like I gotta be original, gotta be new.
Yeah.
Space
Well,
zombies,
you know what
no.
I was thinking the other day about.
Magic.
I really.
Something magic.
Magic?
I love magic in stories.
Why
Like
the
power
heck have you?
systems.
Why haven't you read Harry Potter?
Fuck
Good
Harry,
God.
because it's not even like it's not like. I don't know. Fuck Harry Potter. That's why.
You would change your tune so quickly if you just tried it.
Yeah, maybe one day. All right, we're at like 46. So do you want
All
to?
right.
Is there anything else you
We
want
can
to
be
talk
done.
about?
I just did want to say that I like the idea of like in movies there's a lot of stuff like oh it's a good guy and there's a bad guy and the bad guy has some vision for what they want to do, right? There's like a reason why they're the bad guy.
Yeah.
But they never win. They very rarely win. You know, there's always like either a good ending or a bittersweet ending where like everyone dies or like you know but I want a story that focuses on that maybe starts with the culmination of a good guy versus bad guy thing. And the bad guy wins like unequivocally.
I
Their
literally
vision
have a story
gets
for you.
Oh, okay.
It's called. They made a movie about it, but it fucking sucks, and it's not a
Okay.
good adaptation. You should read the comics. It's a comic book, but you can
Okay.
look it up. You can look. You can watch like a YouTube recap or some shit.
Yeah,
if you
okay.
want. It's called Wanted, by
Okay.
Mark Millar, I think.
All right.
And it literally is like, it's basically like superheroes existed. So did supervillains. Supervillains got pissed about the superheroes always beating them, so they all banded together and literally killed all the superheroes in like the 80s, and then brainwashed the entire world into thinking that they never existed in the first place.
Oh, yeah. See, that's cool.
And
But
now
that's-
the
but
and now the
that's so-
villains and now the villains rule the entire world. And
Yeah,
they can
yeah,
do,
yeah, yeah,
They can do
yeah,
whatever
yeah,
the fuck
yeah.
they want.
But
And they're like,
okay, yes, that's
it's very
too-
gory. It's very like I'm killing everybody because I can, and I'm fucked up, and I'm a
I mean,
bad
okay,
guy.
I appreciate that, but it's too
Heavy-handed.
juvenile of yeah. It's like I
Yeah.
want something more subtle, where the not necessarily good guys and bad guys, but just two people, and one of them maybe has some idea that the audience. One of them is motivated by stuff the audience can identify with a little bit more, but one of them is motivated by stuff that the audience is like, yeah, I'm not so sure that's a good thing. Maybe think like with actual real world problems, maybe two people have opposing ideas for a solution, and one of them, and they're both super extreme, and one of them like actually enacts it, and there's like a ton of bad things that happen as a side effect or something, but they did accomplish their goal, and I want to see a story about that kind of but like a decent portion of the story is them living with their choices or with the world living with their choices or
So
I want to
like,
see that explored.
two ideals. One, in a irrevocably changes the world, but
Yes.
arguably for the better. Whereas the other one,
I think they both change. Well, actually, okay. So here's one thought: is two ways of solving climate change. We come up with some solution that allows us to coexist with nature, right? Woo! One of them is just let's kill all humans and just let the Earth be alone.
Oh damn. Yeah. Okay. Crazy.
You know. So
So
what if
like,
some guy does that somehow without destroying the world, and then just is there by himself? Maybe he keeps a few people around to monitor the state of the world to make sure that it's all good before everyone else dies, right? So like
interesting.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I want to see something like that where it's like, yeah, that's kind of a horrible decision, but like in the grand scheme of things, if the universe is just watching, nobody cares. Nobody cares,
Universe
right? So
has
like,
done
I just want to see. I don't necessarily
horrible
want a
things.
right or wrong analysis of that choice. I just want
Yeah.
to see it happen. I want to see what happens.
You just
You know,
want to
I
see
like
people make hard decisions.
yes, and then I want to see just the realistic outcome. Not I
Yeah.
made a hard decision and I can't live with myself, so I'm gonna do everything I can to reverse my decision and yay, happy ending. I just want to see the realistic flow of events that happens after a decision like that. You know, like I like that kind of stuff. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily need an analysis of right or wrong or good or bad or something. I just want
I
it
can't think
to
of
happen.
anything that comes to mind on that right now.
Yeah. So there we go.
Comment.
There's my
Comment if you know anything
Yeah.
like that. And yeah, comment that we should watch it if you know anything like that. But yeah, I think, is there anything else?
I think I'm good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm pretty good too. What should we title this one?
Oh yeah, we got to title it. What did we talk about? We talked about
Talked about a lot of that.
what was the stuff in the beginning where you were like, I'm gonna bring it change. People are kids. Uh,
Like consistent effort.
yeah.
That could be a good one, I guess. We've been more consistent.
But it's too
We've been more
like
consistent.
nah.
We hit our 50th episode, by the way. Last episode was episode 50.
Woo.
On like August 12th, it'll be like 2 years from
Really,
episode
only
1.
2.
Yeah,
Wait.
right? I was thinking about that.
No, not 2, 3. Didn't we start it the summer after high school?
It'll probably like change to 3 on that day then or something, yeah.
Yeah. Because we started it summer after high school. Then, so that was season 1,
So yeah, 3 years, damn.
season 2, season 3. Yeah. It's been 3 years. 3 years and 50 episodes. How many is that per day?
We were trying to do one every week. That we definitely
so
missed out on
50
like
divided by 3 times
52 weeks in a
365.
year. I don't know.
That
You know what I
is
But yeah.
point. Wait.
like, comment,
Oh, I need
subscribe.
to-
Check out the Patreon. We don't have anything
That-
on there.
Hey, that's an average of 21. No, it's actually terrible. It's an average of 21.9, 22 days per episode.
Okay. All right. At least
not
we're
great.
below a month. So we got monthly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
We nailed monthly. We
Um,
almost nailed bi-monthly.
Semi-consistent effort.
Yeah. Semi-consistent effort. Sure, let's title it that.
Yeah. It's better than no effort.
Yep.
All right.
But will you achieve measurable change?
Apparently, you only need like 18 minutes a day working on something for like some X amount of time. I forget the time frame, but to become a master, like, you know, like a relatively short. It's like 2 years or something. I don't know.
Oh.
To
But I
reach
thought you
like
had to be-
to reach like a proficient level.
Oh, okay. Because you need 10,000 hours to be an expert, right?
Yeah. What are you an
10,000
expert
hours.
in, audience? Are you an expert in anything? Comment what you're an expert in. What do you put semi-consistent effort into? What do you do? Comment?
what do you do?
What is your address? Comment your address. All right. Thank you, Hungry Nation. Goodbye.